I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery.
So this chapter pops straight off with Kaido throwing out a demolition gust, as he calls it, and it looks like an attack that's very similar to what he threw out to Kiku and the other Red Scabbers. Everybody dodges it. Everybody that's, going against Kaido and Big Mom dodges it very much. Except for Kid, he kind of just takes on the attack on his mech because he really didn't care because it's junk. He can just put it back together. But then Luffy dodges in. First of all, Zoro trying to look extra cool, dodging and edgy and shit. Chill out. You ain't slick. You trying to be cute and shit. But Luffy dodges in, and he makes a straight beeline for Kaido once again and throws out a Kong rifle. Now, is it just me, or has Luffy's moveset been slightly different this time around in Gear 4? I don't know if it's just me or does he usually throw out Kong rifles and at the end of the chapter, Kong Gatlings like this? I don't remember Luffy really doing that. Maybe I'm wrong. Not like this precise with it. Maybe I'm just tripping though. Maybe I just want to see him master Gear 4 and it's throwing off my memory a bit, but it seems like his moveset has been slightly different. But after Luffy throws his Kong rifle out, Kid makes his way in and he does a slam Gibson, as he calls it, as he grabs Kaido by his jaws and slam his head into the ground. I have to say it right now and get it out the way, because I've had high hopes for Kid this entire arc. And I know that it's just beginning, the fight is just beginning and all that. But even in this chapter, I have been the least impressed by Eustace Captain Kid. Out of everybody up there, including Zoro, Law, Killer, and Luffy, Kid has been the least impressive. All he got off was a slam Gibson and a little punk rotten or whatever it was. He did this little thing to Kaido last chapter. Kid has been underwhelming, to say the least. After Kid does his slam Gibson, Law makes his way in and he does a gamma knife. And he says he doesn't understand the anatomy or something he used one of those words, one of those big words. But he said he doesn't understand the bodily makeup of a dragon. So he's just going to aim for wherever he think the heart might be at. And he lands a shot on Kaido. And I think it's a pretty good shot. You can see that it actually does damage Kaido in at least some way. I don't think he lands on the heart though. And as a matter of fact, I know for a fact this actually does damage the Kaido, because after that he basically said, enough of these tricks. You've realized how tough my defense is, so you're not just relying on guts. He's basically giving them credit for doing damage to him, even though he know and they know that his defense stats are maxed out. Killer makes his way in, and I'm surprised by this attack. Scythe Sonic? Now, at first, when I first read the chapter, I was confused about what was even going on. I didn't know if he just made his blades bigger or what. And then I was like, oh, it's a sound-based attack. Sonic.
Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast, too fast, too fast, too fast, too fast.
Killer has a sound-based attack, which is very surprising to me because there was no indication that he had anything like this in his repertoire. But I guess we didn't know, seeing as he didn't fight Zoro back then with his actual weapons. He was using some random scythes he had. So this is very interesting. I think I might have to revisit that Killer Zoro fight that we had earlier in the arc, because If Killer got more stuff like this in his repertoire, I think that fight with both of them at full power may be closer than we think. But we have to calm down because Big Mom is still in the mix. Everybody was getting licks off on Kaido. Big Mom said, enough. And she start throwing lightning bolts at people. She start tossing lightning bolts at people. She snipes Killer off of Kaido. He falls down. And I have to say, Big Mom has been in the background laughing her ass off. Like, Big Mom has been having entire speech bubbles of just her laughter, like long speech bubbles of laugh. Why is Big Mom laughing so hard during this fight? It makes it seem like it makes you realize that they're not even close to going all out. I think that's what the Big Mom laughs make me realize the most. But then boom, Luffy makes a beeline for Kaido again, right back in the mix. Rhino Strider straight to the face. Straight to the face. And right after that, Kaido prepares a blast breath, and Zoro sees this coming, so he asks Law to teleport him over there, which Law does reluctantly because he don't like taking orders from anyone, but he still does it. Zoro gets over there, he uses his flame rin, you know, Kinemon's technique, cuts the blast breath in half. After that, Zoro is launched up into the air. And let me tell you something. Look. This scene in the anime is going to be so badass. But, yo, Zoro launches up into the air. And he has Enma, one sword style. And I guess it's like this technique, like this. The technique from back in Thriller Bark. I think this is that he used against Ryuma. The final technique he used against Ryuma, he's using now. Flying Dragon. And instantly when Zoro's in the air, Kaido thinks to himself like, what's that? What is this? Like Kaido's instantly like, hold on, like this ain't no normal thing. Like Kaido, think about this. Kaido's been taking shots from Luffy. He's been taking shots from Kid, Killer. He took some shots from Law. Kaido didn't react like this not one time. The first time Zoro was up in that air and he's getting ready to throw Enma with everything he got, throw down the might of Enma. Kaido is now, he get his own speech bubble in thought. Now he's thinking to himself, what the fuck is that? Big Mom, Kaido, move! Look out! Get out the way! Get out the way, nigga! That ain't no normal sword! See, I want to emphasize that. That's not a normal sword! Zoro throws out this attack. And it cuts off one of the horns, the right horn of Onigashima. Clean, drippy, intense, powerful, badass. Kaido dodges because he was smart to dodge because he knew what was up. Zoro misses, and after that you can see that Zoro was exhausted from putting so much into that attack. Like I thought Emma would have to take. It takes a lot of stamina to get the full brunt of the firepower out of Enma. The full firepower that's available within Enma, it takes a lot out of you to use. Refer back to my Zoro video that I just made. I said that. But after that, Kaido asks to himself, how does that blade possess the presence of Oden? So the Oden PTSD came back to Kaido a little bit immediately. And we already know how it possesses the presence of Odin. It's Odin's blade. But right after that happens, as Zoro's falling to the ground exhausted because he was in the air when he threw out this technique, Big Mom snipes him out the air. Lightning bolt. So Big Mom has been in the background the entire time, and she's just been waiting for opportunities to throw out lightning bolts. And I gotta see this. Big Mom has been playing support for Kaido in the background the entire fight. Like she's just been sitting back, waiting for openings and attacking the entire time. And none of the Supernova has been paying any attention to Big Mom. All their attacks has been towards Kaido. But I think if they're gonna win this fight, if Big Mom is gonna stay in this fight, that's gonna have to change. Someone is going to have to get in the way of Big Mom. She can't just keep freely throwing out these attacks like that and no one's responding to it. She's literally Big Mom has been their biggest issue. Kaido hasn't been landing. Big Mom is the only person who's been landing. And then right after she snipes Zoro out of the air, she then does a technique where a bunch of lightning bolts just rain down on the entire area, putting everyone in danger. Zoro gets hit. Luffy gets hit, even though it's not going to affect him because he's rubber. Killer gets hit, but it looks like he blocks it. But that doesn't matter because Prometheus is flanking Kid. So Big Mom has got a multitude of ways to throw out attacks and surprise people and catch them off guard with the lightning coming down and Prometheus flanking right after that. Big Mom's a problem. They got to pay attention to her. You can't ignore. You can't totally ignore a Yonko just because they're playing support. Big Mom is still strong as hell and she's pretty intelligent from what I'm seeing. Like this is the Big Mom I think everyone's been waiting for. Because Big Mom's been kind of this gag character for the longest time now. And people has been turned off by Big Mom with the hunger pangs and the memory loss and how she's kind of a ditz. She kind of ditzy. So now we're seeing that Big Mom actually is, we knew this, but people just been impatient. We're seeing it. Big Mom ain't no joke. Is what the conclusion of this chapter has been for me. And that Enma blade is nothing to be played with. Kaido immediately throws out a blast breath, and boy, first of all, do y'all remember what the blast breath is capable of? Let's throw up the clip of Kaido throwing the blast breath. Drunk, by the way, at that mountain. So now that you've seen what that blast breath does, Kaido throws that same attack point blank. Mind you, this attack blew up the fucking mountain. Kaido throws out this attack. Point blank. Luffy takes it on. The smoke clears. Luffy's clean. Not clean. He got a couple scuff marks on him. But for the most part, he's clean. Kaido's sitting back like, bro, is he immune to flame attacks too? Luffy said, nope. Guts. And he goes right in. Kong, Gatling. The chapter ends with Luffy's badassery. But I gotta say this. It's not looking good for the Supernova right now. It's not looking good. It looks like Killer is down for at least a little bit. It looks like Zoro is down for at least a little bit. Not only is his stamina depleted to a certain extent, but he also took on multiple strikes, it looks like, from Big Mom. Kid is getting flanked by Prometheus. while taking on a lightning strike. And we don't know what's going on with Law. Yeah, so I think the only two people that should be fine right now in the mix for at least the next few minutes of this fight is Luffy and Law. I think everybody else is going to need a little time to recover. I mean, Kid, we don't know because I don't think no Prometheus should be able to just take down Kid. So I think we're probably to the point where it's going to be Luffy, Kid, and Law left standing, with Kid dealing with Prometheus for at least a small portion of the fight. But only the captains are going to be standing, it looks like, next chapter. And I'm thinking they might get taken down and they might actually lose this time because Kaido's been taking on a lot of attacks and Kaido is still clean. Like, Kaido's fine. Like, he's not, you know what I mean? Kaido, he's hurt for the moment. It's temporary, but Kaido's been fine. He's been taking on, like, some of these are like Gamma Knife. That Law threw that out with intent to kill Doflamingo. And he threw that out with intent to kill Kaido right there. Kaido's taking these attacks. He's tanking these attacks just fine. Like, he's cool. He's clean. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's it for the video, man. Like the video if you like the video. Dislike the video if you dislike the video. Comment down below what you think of the video. Subscribe to see more of my content. As always, peace, love, positivity. I'm out this bitch, man. Peace.